as our lovely eclipse comes about, we have some amazing energies for the 5D collective. The open hearted, empowered, passionate, and romantic individuals means you know secure attachment. You have a whole self, your inner child adult, and you do see all other beautiful human beings, whether they are kind or not, as part of Source. We're all part of the same fabric, and we bring it all together here. The spirituality community, the true one, we are empowered with knowledge and information and heart, open hearts. We do know unconditional love. Why? Because our feminine and masculine are in harmony. When you know integrity, what other people say about you doesn't matter, but you should not be ashamed of what you have done. You will take up your choice points in life and run with open heart. I learned how to be okay with not maintaining my own integrity, me, Maria. As an adolescent, we move out of our attachment system and the to social system. I'm attachment trauma informed in addition to being a mystic. And I like to share with you all a lot of different things. So I curse and I get explicit and all of this, and I'm not planning on being fancy by any means. The people who like to be fancy, I have a lot to say, I won't. The empowered people try to use their time wisely. And the gut feeling of when I am channeling, it's going to be very soft. Self worth, healthy self worth. Human beings know when it's soft and it's self, and then I'm talking, and when it's ego and I'm, wanting to share something that Maria has to say. So, our intuition is spot on, and we're open to infinite possibilities. The true feminine knows that passion lives within us. I learned it from Christ. And to this day, although I'm an Akashic record reader, a Reiki master, and a tarot card reader, and I know that some of those institutions that I loved and adored as I grew up, they won't welcome me. And they will have people think that yoga brings demons out of you, that Reiki is a yucky energy, and, they keep using Lucifer just for anything that they are not satisfied with because, well, some people, they don't know how to be blissful, loving, or life inside. And they choose that not everyone is a child of, God. And so they just want to use words, and they also don't think about attachment and trauma information. Seriously. They don't believe in neuroscience. I'm pseudoscience lady, but these human beings don't believe in the neuroscience, neurobiology, and scientists that are telling us how our embodied brain is made and how there's no demons that possess anyone. Like Patrick McNamara, he has a whole interview on it. So when I hear of human beings with cloaks not hearing smart people, I think, wow, ignorance. That's interesting. It's not about belief. You decided to ignore it, valuable information, and to make up bullshit about yoga and demons too, and Reiki. I mean, what can I say? You don't own energy, but then again, it is invisible. So, those of us of faith, we know how the Holy Spirit works. And, well, I did tell God about what I thought of all of that. And I remember us being taught free will. I said, yeah, I remember you said you wouldn't intervene. So 5D mystics, the spiritual type, we know we're all the same cloth and that we have a balance. So see, the feminine, we always know exactly where we're at. And then we always know this is the 5D feminine, not the distorted ones. Because the distorted ones, they have a broken heart. It's called a 3-year-old that has been rejected, abandoned. They went through injustice, betrayal, humiliation, shame. They have shame. So they perpetuate the squirrel from Cusco land in Cusco. We don't do that here. Here we know how to be grown-ups who have an inner child adult is what I call the functional adult. And we like to do mindful living. So I get to share a mindset that is that inner growth mindset. You can put it into practice with mindfulness and mind sight techniques. And I get to be the one who one-to-one mentorship or our masterclass, or basically you get to hear about it here, and then membership content. We're going to have exercises. And with that being said, again, when you see all people as one and you understand that pure consciousness is what you can embody, you will not become a spiritual bypasser or a mantle of mental health. So that means the people who use their words and then they don't put into practice what they preach. Anytime I see them, I just think, Maria, it's okay. What other people do is none of your business. You walk your walk and talk your talk. Are you ashamed of how you are? No. Are you ashamed because society doesn't like polyamory people and thinks that we're whores and masochists and a lot more? No, I'm not. Are you ashamed because you're a mystic and people make fun of that? You may be right, I may be crazy. No, I'm not ashamed of it. Actually, this is a funny thing about empowered human beings. I'm not ashamed of anyone. Actually, I'm not even ashamed of those who are ignorant because I know the balance. What I do know is I want to be around smart people and loving people. Yeah. So, on that note, integrity means that you know how to tell the truth. Always, not just sometimes. It's not betrayal when somebody's afraid. It's not humiliating when they're afraid. It's not injustice when they're afraid. It is not abandonment or rejection when they're afraid. Do you know what people do when they don't resolve their own inner child trauma? And it can be as basic as having been rejected one time. Unfaced fear. Yeah, they run away. Lo and behold, catch me if you can. So, when people want to figure out we can stop blaming Lucifer, they might come on over to HP and enjoy mindful living for real versus a Pretendo. And in the meantime, welcome aboard. So, when you know what love is, always, not just sometimes, you know what integrity is. And you know what it means to have a whole 1 year old and 3 year old. I got lucky because I have a mom who raised me with the child centric environment that other people get lucky. You just don't see enough of them letting you in on a fun fact. Consciousness in you, when you're consistently expanding, you don't feel changed because your heart hasn't been broken. Because my heart is a muscle. So as a teenager, I remember I said, I'm going to keep it open as I was choosing because of all those unkind adolescents that we all meet. And no, it wasn't funny. It's not torture either. And when people hear stories, they like to make it sound like torture, like that Zen master. It's laundry. No, 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 it's not laundry, please. I like to use words because that's what it means to embody the emotion that my body experiences. You know why? See, this is the thing about integrity and embodying who you are and embodying the entirety of your consciousness and knowing what it feels like. God, I got to get taught about how people turn their back the minute something poke, for example, and then Jesus. So my resources, as the therapist would call it, is basically what I got taught, but it's not that because I'm a faith. I feel it in my bones. That's why I am. You may be right. I may be crazy as a mystic. I don't give a shit about what you are saying to me right now because you don't live in the body. You don't have faith. Those of us who have faith, it's unbreakable. You cannot break faith, but it's not what you see with those ones with those fancy suits. It's not faith. That's a shame button person who's wielding their mouth in such a way that you just need to leave it alone. I'm going to leave that one alone right now because see, this is what's going to get a person like me going inside, but I know my business. Every person who's a part of consciousness knows our business. And that's because we have this balance. So some people are not going to choose the path of love. They're going to continue being in what is a cowardice game. And it's not funny. And it's not a game. It's Pinocchio on the island with drugs, alcohol, shame. You see them. Again, they'll look good. Oh, they'll look really good. In the meantime, we know what they're balancing out. So I'm going to leave that to side. And as I was saying, when you have what is called integrity, you don't break away from it. When you have faith, you don't break away from it because it's not visible to the eyes. It's visible to the heart for those of us who have it, and it doesn't have a mouth. The left mode is off. It doesn't even have a right going on. It doesn't have emotion. It has an imprint, and it's here. And you will get pulled. Like I remember, I would get pulled back in moments, and this was as I was becoming more and more familiar with my clairs. I was like, okay, that makes sense. We also know, the feminine knows who we're expanding with and how many choice points we have because it's an energetic field. I will address my decision a certain amount of times. Once I'm done, I'm done. See you later, alligator. I said what I said. I gave you opportunities. You gave me opportunities. We had an exchange. We exhausted whatever it was that we were here to do together. And that's why, again, source doesn't break, no separation. This whole thing of what you hear people who are whining on screen, they don't know how to do emotions. They could do a good thing for themselves and go to get therapy and then get out and then do personal development. But then they say, I want to do it. I want life now. And they continue to use source like they would use. So when you're growing up as a piece of consciousness is what I'm trying to present to you. You're not begging. You have 2 hands, 2 feet. I got also taught about proactivity with God and Jesus. Again, I'm going to go back to my catechism because that's where I got taught how to live life with integrity. It wasn't my mysticism. My clairs made me aware that I would be rejected by some of these people. It was a very sad day. It was a happy day. It was also a sad day because I know what they call me. But again, I don't do what I do because people need to talk about me. Nope, what they say, I don't give a shit because you know what I know? I'm cool with Maria. And I'm cool with treating people with kindness and respect. It's called being humble. I got taught that. And then when I saw them not doing it, I said, hey, God, they're not humble. They're cocky and they're treating people like shit. And I didn't get taught any of this. I would not have done the promising thing. I don't promise things that I won't do, especially when it comes to unkindness. That's not me. And that's not right. It feels really, really wrong. And there's the law, and the law can organize. And no, it's not right. The law isn't perfect. Nothing is. When you are a person who's mindfully aware and you have faith and you have integrity and you have what is called decency, then welcome aboard. Join us. So you may be right, I may be crazy, but I'm not at all. If you are a 5D mystic and if you're a functional adult, you can enjoy some fun stories. So, gut feelings, they are when you have healthy self worth, and that's soft, as I was saying. Intuition, we all have it, but again, you need to be your inner child adult. If you don't see others as the part of source and cloth, and basically you still have resentment here, therapy is a good place to start. Then you can continue with more, and you get to choose if you want to tap into unconditional love or not. Some people, they don't. They don't want bliss, and they don't want love, and they don't want life manifested with the 5D vibration. In fact, you don't have to. There's a 4D and 3D. The earth is in 5D. And people say, no, it's not. Yes, it is. I know it as a mystic, but it's okay. The 4D won't notice it because they are not vibing at 5D. They will perceive suffering. They will continue to be weighed down. And they, in fact, are spiritual bypassers. And they're also the mantles of mental health. They are on step 4 of recovery from trauma. The empowerment justice is just they're running around on YouTube and everywhere and anywhere and shouting at each other with the superhero capes. So you'll notice a difference because the ones who act like teenagers, they continue to be that because their fight response is leading. They don't have a higher self. They're not using mindful living. They're using their mouth because they don't know how to use the prefrontal cortex every time that they get a panic attack, stub their toe, shit happens. They don't know how to say, let me recalibrate. I mean, it's automatic for those of us who use, again, I got lucky. I know how to use my brain, my mind, and my entirety. My body serves this life. It's called Maria right now, and you're called whatever you're called. So you may be right. Again, I may be crazy. But if you are feminine and masculine, that you are whole, come on over. Let's have some fun. And so, with that being said, we might have another episode around the same lines of chit-chatting with feminine and masculine because of the energy's about. Thank you for stopping by. Like, share, and subscribe if you're interested in 5D mystic spiritual self-help, mindful life, inner growth mindset, how to do it yourself. How-tos are for the membership because they actually will just be exercises. Everything that is free is just entertainment. Consider it entertainment. And then, getting to know your mentor, one of you, many of you, some of you, the spiritual retreat. You're going to be interested in that one if you're a fun person. And masterclass. I need to get that one organized. But in the meantime, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed. And if you do know people who like to live life for real in the 5D frequency, send them over. And I did say for real because, it's always pretend when they are armored in shut. The shame cycle people, it's a sad story. Their fight flight is shown through their eyes. They're still humans. We don't dehumanize people. We don't need to distance ourselves, Zen Master, from the awful things that happen in the world. Some of us, we experienced things in our past lives. We remember them, and we know we're lucky. This is one of our best lifetimes because science and spirituality come together, and they prove what spirituality has always said. And that's why those of us who have open hearts, we are the ones who are empowered with what is true passion and what is true romance, and it doesn't need to involve a person. No, our love affair is with life because life is always with integrity. The only people who have the illusion that life would ever auto-destruct itself are the same people that, as a teenager, I said, you're stupid, you're a human, and you're crapping on yourself, and now I know that I was right, and I don't need to say I'm right. When you know you're right, you're just, and you don't do it the same way as those, I'm right. No, it's more like, wow. I mean, I knew I had a hunch, but what the fuck? All my hunches were spot on. I keep finding out more. Scientists, you're amazing. Thank you for keeping me humble. As a feminine, it's important for me because of faith. Again, I got hunches. I got information. Hey, God, thanks. High five. So it's always an empowering journey when you're a 5D mystic. The 4D, it's a sad story. We'll talk about that a little bit, not too much, because they make their choices. They treat people like shit. Just FYI, I don't go and say, oh, good job, you treated someone like shit. It's more like, wow, wear that mouth a little bit more. You know what? Put some more lipstick on. How about the cloak? You want you wait? Let me put your crown on. There you go. Wait, there's your king. Oh look, you're so cute, power couple. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. I love you. So we'll be back with more, and we will be teasing. I have decided I'm gonna tease. I don't like to tease, but then again, I do. And the people who know me, I love when they know me. So they're like, "Oh, Maria," and I'm like, "No, don't say that. Now I'm gonna be embarrassed. I don't want to be the mean person." But you already are. No, I'm not trying to, but you are. I really am not, and that's why I totally get when people are like, "She's a bitch." No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. But I am a person. I have opinions, and that's it. So thank you for stopping by again. We'll be back in a little bit.